Everyone, it's Libby from Meister Tarot. I'd like to acknowledge the Tietiawa First Nations people and welcome to you, your guides, my guides in the universal energies. Okay, there's a few noises that might be in the apartment today, so I'm just going to let you know that the dishwasher's going in the kitchen. I will let you know if it's the dishwasher making a noise because it does get to a stage where it starts carrying on a bit. And just to let you know that my mum is fast asleep up the hallway there, so there won't be any raiding of the crystallized ginger and dark chocolate during a reading today. Oh, love, love, love. In positive news, looking forward to hopefully going home back over the mountains because there's no medical reason for my mum to be here. So hopefully that'll be in the next 1 to 2 weeks. We are both going a little bit stir crazy in the apartment, even though it's a lovely big apartment with beautiful views. Looking forward to a garden. Okay, what I want to have a look at in this reading today, I'm going to use the Light Seers Tarot. And I want to have a look. I do notice, well, first of all, I want to put up there, if you come across any trolls, just on the side, there'll be 3 little dots near their post. Just click on the dots and just report it. It'll mean that it'll go into a held section for me to look at separately. Don't engage any trolls. And I must admit, I'm going to say I'm not going to turn the comments off because I feel this is a really important safe space community area where if you want to, you can put a location that you're in or a sort of a location. Then you can meet up with other people that are similar in the comments, in the similar locations or in the similar frame of mind. And then you can actually start conversations between yourself. I hope. I'm not quite sure how YouTube works with that. So I just want to put it out there. I'm not going to turn the comments off. Absolutely. It is going to be all about community going forward. Manifestation. We can manifest the future that we want by plugging into your community. Now, again, as I said, I'm not going to turn the comments off. If I don't see your comment, I do apologise because, boy, oh boy, there's been a lot of them over the last, basically, it's been a week. It's not even been a week. So, yeah, where we are going through this incredible restructure where what we thought was a given that we thought was built in stable grounds we've found out is not. And it's about we're at a stage where we have to get back to what is really important at the absolute basic nuts and bolts of our lives, what is really important that we want to hold on to and just let go of the rest. Put it down, let go. And what will happen is you'll find that will be transformative for you. We are at this rebirthing stage. And if any of you women have given birth, I personally, 26 hours for one that wanted to come out upside down. Yeah, tell me about it. Oh boy, was that a long and painful birthing. It is really painful. However, when we get through to the other side, the joy, the endorphins, the hormones, whatever it is that kicks in, it just makes it we forget what we went through. We don't forget, but it doesn't overwhelm us once we're through the other side, and it is so worth it. And then what can happen is we start growing this new society. So we are at a significant ending, new beginning. I'm just pulling off what is on the bottom of the deck here. We are at a significant ending where we can choose to step through the open doorway and release and let go, put it down by the side of the road and step through into what we have worked out is really important. Now, I'm going to just quote because it's just sprung into my mind. We all say blood is thicker than water. Well, it's not. The blood of the covenant, in other words, your tribe, your friends, those who you choose to be in your life, is thicker than the water of the womb. So I'm just going to put that out there for you. That's the true saying. The blood of the covenant is thicker than the water of the womb. In other words, those who you choose to be your family, um, um, those ties are more important than just because you happen to be born to the same people. So I'm just putting that out there. We are at the stage about deciding what is really important, letting go of the rest and allowing it to collapse, be destroyed, struck by lightning, which will be transformative as we step through into this new beginning. And this new beginning is about coming together in love, in joy, in emotional elevation. However, I'm just going to hold this card up for you. Those that have been with me for a while will know this card well, but those that are new, this is a really important card. It's the Four of Cups. It's usually the one where they're ignoring the cup that's being offered. For me, when I use this deck, this is very much about would've, should've, could've, lamenting about what happened in the past on an emotional level, which stops us from looking at the infinite and magical possibilities that are on offer going forward. So again, we are, talked about it the other day, we are at this divergence point. We've gone through one of them this time last week. There will be several others coming up over the next, oh goodness me, until we get through to the other side and end up on the path that we're meant to be on. But this is very much about, we mustn't get caught up, because in lamenting what happened in the past, there is nothing we can do to go back and change what has occurred. Now, it's still playing out. It's interesting that a number of readers are saying, yes, Harris will be inaugurated, but it will be delayed. I'm in that camp. I'm thinking delayed, and I keep getting the month of May. Whereas other readers are just, it's all over and done with, live with it type thing. So it's interesting. This is what I want to have a look at as to why we've got these two camps of readers. Because it's in flux. And I'm just going to say that it's still in flux. We're at this point in the decision about which way to go forward. It's out of our hands, unless there's a protest and you feel that you want to go to a protest, or you see something that's dubious and you can report it. But at the moment, we are in this energy, caught in this energy of lamenting what has happened in the past, the would've, should've, could've, if onlys. We need to turn our attention to what is on the table that we can bring to the party in the here and now to create magic going forward. And I'm just going to, I'm going to hold these cards up, because I've still got more to go, but I'm just going to hold these cards up while I just have a little bit of a chat about this morning. So this morning I had, for those that are new, I'm Australian. I'm in New Zealand at the moment, staying at an Airbnb because my mum's going through chemotherapy, and she's getting needles at the moment to boost her, give her neutrophils, which is the immune system, a little kick up the backside to get it going. So I took her in this morning to the hospital, no charge. Had to pay for parking, but that was all of $4, I think. Into the hospital, took her into the day centre, and they gave her the needle, and I've brought her home. As I was driving to the hospital, there was somebody that was wanting to merge in. That's fine. I just sat back, let them merge. When I got to the hospital, there was a lift to go up. And I sort of thought, oh, I'll catch the next lift, because it was a young mum with a pram, and I thought, oh well, the lift will be a little bit crowded. We'll just catch the next one. No, she held the lift for me. When we came back down after the needle and went to go out the flappy doors, there was a lady in the car park who ran up to hold the door open for me. There are good people out there. There are decent people out there. Interestingly enough, I observed this on the way to home to my mum, that it seems to be all women. I mean, it's not all women, but you get what I mean. The ones that are doing these acts of community and kindness tend to be, not always, but tend to be women. Now, I don't know what political view any of them are, and I don't care. But we are still in a society where these small acts of kindness are done on a daily basis, on an hourly basis, on a minute basis. And it's not about who you voted for. It's not about um, uh, feeling like an election was stolen from you. This is the community level. And this is about getting back to a community level. And once we get back to this community level, we can then expand out again. Strategy, wisdom, intelligence, knowledge, a new beginning in truth and honesty. But there are steps that need to be taken in regards to this. Did notice also that everywhere's having mass reduction sales on red coats. So, and you'll notice I won't wear my red fleece probably for quite a while now. A lot of people have commented on how the colour looks nice on me. Nah, that one's retired to the bottom of the suitcase. So all is not lost. This is very much about extra lemons on your lemon tree. Pass them over to your neighbour. Just the small things, holding the lift for someone. So on a community, on a person-to-person, individual basis, we're still decent people. Now, what you'll notice, I have heard numerous of my viewers say things about your body, my choice, coming out in schools, especially high schools. It, I'm not excusing it. Those young men need to be taken away and given a mentor, a Tim Walsh type mentor to guide them in the right direction. But what I'm getting a feeling is it's very jock mentality. So it is very, not all those young boys are of that upbringing. It's, you know how, I'm going to say girls mature faster than boys, just putting it out there. Young men do not really mature until they're sort of in their mid to late 20s, whereas girls sort of tend to be late teens to mid 20s. And with these young men, there is this jock mentality of being part of this, I've got to say it to be part of the tribe. That being said, don't accept it. I would love to see at the high school the young girls get together, either form a self-defense club, group, and or have a day where someone buys en masse for cheap T-shirts that say I choose the bear, and just wear those T-shirts all together on one day. Something along those lines, where they're pushing back, but they're not arguing. Does that make sense? Because all that arguing will do, or verbally trying to correct them, will put these people, and it's with family as well, will put these people in a defensive position where they feel that they are being attacked for what they did. Yes, they are being attacked for what they did, but they feel that they then have to defend the position. It may be a position that they don't even believe in, but they will feel that they have to defend it. But we are stepping through, oh boy, stepping through into this new beginning on a global scale of nurturing and healing and serenity and peace. And I have been saying and safety and protection, and I have been saying for those that have been with me, it is going to be a shite show time until it happens. Buckle up big time, because it is going to be wild. Okay, now there are a few readers that I have followed in the past, and I will continue to follow. But the message that they're putting out there is really an aggressive message. They're coming from a place of anger. possibly even coming from a place of denial. Just be aware of what you're hearing. If it's taking you into a would have, should have, could have energy, or into a feeling into an emotion that you don't feel comfortable in, you might just skip over that reader for a little bit, or because we are all bringing our personal biases in. Okay, so I just want to have a look. What message, guys, do you have? What message do you have? Dropping cards everywhere, but what did I glance? Well, I thought I saw, yeah, okay. Thought I saw the star card, but it wasn't. What order did those go in? Okay. For those that don't believe that cards just drop out, I do apologise. My screen obviously isn't big enough to show me sitting on the floor at a coffee table with a tea towel as a tablecloth. I usually do bring it down, but these cards fell out, and I am just going to show them to you because as I looked at them, really interesting. The first one, the Four of Wands. Now, I am very much about the image that are on cards rather than the by rote. I know the by rote meaning, but to me it's similar to how I read the Rider-Waite-Brown deck, in that there's always this background. In the Rider-Waite-Brown deck, there's people walking away in disgust, leaving behind. In this particular deck, the Light Seers Tarot, you've got this tent here with these four wands around it. Wands are about messaging. They can be about a plan. They can be about communications, career, creativity. What's the other one? Passion. Passion. Okay. I know the by rote meanings, but the fact that these are around this tent that has this really dark entrance to it, this is about messaging that comes forth to try and lure you back into the darkness. When I'm being flippant about it, I call it my Desperate Housewives card, this energy here. Any of those reality competition shows where they've just got people bitching about other people, gossiping about other people, just really, really dark, low vibration stuff. And that's the dishwasher. If you can hear that humming away, it'll be finished in about 30 seconds. There will be messaging that will come out. And I was wanting to read on why the readers are conflicting, but this is the message that the guides are wanting to tell you. Stay out of that darkness. Step away from being drawn back into this negative energy. Stay in the joy. Stay with your tribe. Stay with those people that are your covenant, not necessarily your womb. They can be both, but they're not necessarily. Stay in the joy. And if that means you have Thanksgiving dinner or lunch or whatever, just with your fur babies, or you find a family in your area, or somebody who in your area, they are, I'm going to say they can be hard to find, but they're not hard to find, if that makes sense. If you come out of this, if you allow yourself to come out of this darkness, to interact with community, you will find people that belong in your tribe. Ask them over for Thanksgiving. They may say no, but come to ours. They may say, look, it's not a problem. I'm by myself, got all this food, join me. Whatever it is, make sure you stay out in the positive energy and don't get sucked back in, because this is going to reach an ending, a significant ending, where we will step through into the light. Trampling the emperor underfoot, and we can step through into the light. There is this new messaging that will be brought forward. Now, I know this is a king, doesn't necessarily mean it's a male. Kings are about external action being taken, bringing forward new messaging, new planning, new passions. Could be something really different to what you were expecting, but has got the lion of strength and compassion at its shoulder, empathy, community at its shoulder. It is a choice that we all individually will have to make as this message is brought forward. Do we stay in the low vibration, materialistic energy where it's all about who's got the most toys at the end wins? Or do we step up into this lighter energy of love and community and compassion and connection with spirit? Okay. Oh, right. I'm just looking on the bottom of the deck. It's my Joe Biden card, the King of Cups, but it is also the negotiator, the diplomat, the calm, stable, emotionally under control energy as we birth this new world. We've got the feminine wisdom here, unfurling the pearls of knowledge. You've got your emotions on as your superhero cape. You're not drowning in the emotions. And we are birthing a new. But again, it is a crossroads point for us on an individual level about how we deal with this. It's also a crossroads point on a government level. Actually, I'm going to keep reading these cards because they're telling me the story. And those that have been with me know that I'm a storyteller reader. You've got the two wands here, the two options about the plan and the messaging. We can stay somewhere where it's safe, comfortable, within our own four walls, within our own apartment, dream about the world that can be, but watch everything pass us by. Or we can choose to step out into it and embrace freedom, the world, the new plan, the new messaging. You'll notice I'm not talking politics here at all. I'm talking about stepping out or staying. It comes back to very much staying in here or stepping out to here. It is time to let go. This is 10 of Wands. It's an ending. It is time to let go of the messaging, of the expectations, of the what we thought we had to, I'm going to say tradition, the plans that we made that no longer suit us, the opinions that we have that we need to let go. This is very much about letting go. It goes back to that would have, should have, could have card. This is not the hill to die on. This is not the hill we're meant to be on. This is about letting go. Power moment type energy, where we need to let go of anything that is not serving us, whether it's materialistic possessions, like do you really need to hang on to that 10-seater mahogany dining table just because it belonged to great aunt so-and-so and it doesn't fit in your house and it doesn't go with your decor and you don't like it? Time to clean out your wardrobe. If it doesn't fit, if you don't wear it, if you bought it on a whim and decided when you got home you didn't like it, give it away. Don't try and sell it. I mean, you can if you need some extra cash. Again, put that on your list of things you can do. If you've got possessions in your house that you no longer need that are still in good condition, you can try and sell them. If you don't need the money, give it away. There will be somebody that will be incredibly grateful. Put it on the community page, on social media. Free to pick up. I'm going to leave it out the front. Free to pick up. Or take it down, ring your local charity shop or something along those lines, because they do amazing work as well. But it's also, these can be ideas or plans or expectations of yourself or of others. It's time to leave them behind. Put them on the yak. Put the yak out to pasture, knowing that if you want to pick these up again, come back and get them, you can at any time. Lighten your load. And that sense of freedom as you move forward, that sense of freedom, letting go, will let you feel freedom. Now, that was something interesting in that Cash Peters has turned comments off on his page. Apparently he was getting absolutely flogged. So my heart absolutely goes out to Cash. And he said the sense of freedom when he turned the comments off. No longer does he have to live up to other people's expectations of what he spiritually feels he has to do. He let them go. Lighter, more in tune with who you are, putting up boundaries and just saying no more. This line does not get crossed. This doesn't mean you're attacking anybody. This doesn't mean that you are accusing anyone or saying told you so. I'm telling you now, we can't go down the told you so path when these people learn their lesson. And boy, oh boy, are they going to learn it looking at the list of appointees that Trump is announcing. We are barely a week, not even a week, since the election announcement. Put up these boundaries of what is a line in the sand, no cross, and then just stand behind those boundaries. You're not hacking from that boundary. You are just defiantly standing behind it. You are lighting your flame, your torch, and you are standing defiantly behind that boundary and just saying, this is a no cross line. No. We have to learn how to say no. Women are really bad at saying no. But yeah, let go of what no longer serves you, put it to the side, decide where your boundaries are, and just say they will not be crossed. And I can guarantee there will be a lot of young women, teenage girls, that get self-defense lessons for Christmas. I love it. And if you're a bloke, go with them so that you become an inspiration. Or both, bloke or woman, mother or father, uncle, aunt, whoever you are in the family. If there are some young people in your life that need empowering. Now, self-defense lessons aren't about fending off. Well, they are about fending off, but it's more about empowering to know that they can stick by their boundaries. It's about knowing that if, and hopefully they will never need, but if they need to, they can. Now, as one of my beautiful viewers pointed out, you only need to defend, usually, in any situation that is threatening. And it may simply be some bloke who's gone down this your body, my choice that tries to grab a boob or something. Elbow to the bottom of the chin. I'm not talking about a situation where you're being mugged with a gun or anything like that. I'm just saying, elbow to the bottom of the chin, it's all over. 30 to 60 seconds is the maximum amount of time that one would have to before the person that's the perpetrator goes, it's not worth it, I'm out of here. So I'm just saying that that's about empowering. But the next card I've got, the Hierophant. It is about deciding what sort of future you want for you, stepping into your power and taking the steps to bring it about. There is no express elevator up to this future. There is no shortcut. Each step needs to be taken one at a time. It's about deciding what you want, your future, your community's future, your family, if you're still in touch with your family. and then expand out from there. But step into your power of what you can do, of what you can achieve, and step on this stairway to lead to that future. And the first step may simply be deciding to take the first step. And the second step may simply be getting a piece of pen and paper and writing out what you can do or what it is that you want to achieve, and then working out this. And the third step might be then working out, okay, well, what do I need to get there? So you haven't even left the dining table for the first 3 steps. Might be working in the soup kitchen. It might be getting a soup kitchen meal once a week. Whatever side is it that works for you, you need to do you. This is about drawing on the well of all the possibilities that we have available to us. We can create our own future. No matter how downtrodden you feel, we have the power to make small, one at a time incremental changes to bring about our future. And this may be drawing on the well of your tribe or on your own well of infinite possibilities. Now, springing to mind at the moment, there's a quote that says, humans always overestimate what they can do in a day and underestimate what they can achieve in a year. On a day-by-day basis, it's like, oh, far out. But if you look back, when we get further along, when you look back, you will be able to see how far you have come. I'm going to use my mum as an example. 2.5 months ago, she was told she had a week to live. She has, if she didn't have treatment, she chose to have treatment, absolutely leaps and bounds. Now, when she's feeling a bit down, I will just point out to her, hey, a month ago you were at this stage. Look at where you are now. As she's getting a bit stir crazy and walking up and down the hallway, I really need to get her home so she can get out in the garden and in the front door, out the back door, grass under her feet, etc. Where was she a month ago compared to today? Leaps ahead. Absolutely. So don't get caught up and despondent in the day by day. Incremental steps, and then look back in a couple of months and see how far you've come. Because I am just going to hold all these cards up. The card of hope and healing and holding on to your dreams. Bathing in the light of your dreams. And I love that this is a very purple card because purple is the colour of spirituality. The sun. Embracing joy, embracing this very much, it's a download of spirituality as well, but embracing the light. I know in the Northern Hemisphere you're going into winter, but this is very much about letting go and embracing and staying in the light. I think a few readers, that's why I'm saying I'm struggling with a few readers that are finding themselves in the dark. They need to work through that. It's very much about embracing the spirituality and staying in the light and in the joy, because we are at this new beginning journey that we have not been on before. The timeline shift, I can't tell you how they're going to go, but this is about a new journey where the universe has got your back individually. The universe has got your back. Have faith and trust. Doesn't mean you give away all your power to universe. I have, again, another saying that really resonates with me. God helps them who helps themselves. There's no point in praying for something or saying, universe, I need, If you don't take up the opportunities that the universe puts across your path, and they may not necessarily be the opportunities that you recognize, they may not necessarily be what you recognize. We're going into this changing time. So, as I said, your life will be full of these little divergence points where we choose to go this way or that way. Uh, Often if you go down the same old, nothing changes. It is the same old. There is no growth, there is no joy, there is no, unless you're already on the path of joy and freedom. But if you're in a funk of a place and you choose to go down the same old path, nothing will change. Sometimes we need to take the path that looks more difficult, that looks more precarious, but it's the path we are meant to be on. We have to embrace the choices that are presented to us. I'm just going to say, God helps them who helps themselves. And we all have the God spirit in us, and it is what I call universal spirit. We all have it within us. The opportunities to go down this way, I'm just looking at the major arcana actually, ending with these major arcana, and I've still got one more there. These are really, really positive cards. It is about choosing what path you want to take. And do you stay in the funk, which is this way, or do you embrace what could be? And either way, she's got the dice round her neck. This is the Wheel of Fortune. Times are a-changing, and times are a-changing personally. Either way will feel like a gamble. So why not choose the way of the light instead of the way of the dark? Massive change period we're going through, and I'm still going because these cards they're just absolutely rocking it. King of Swords. You've got the dragonfly. For me, dragonflies are my spirit animal. To me, they are about hope and transformation as well as butterflies. You've got the owl of wisdom and knowledge. You've got the bat of freedom. And you've got the crow of intellect and messaging. The King of Swords. Kings are externally doing, doesn't mean they have to be male. But he's not moving, he's sitting here. The King of Wands was moving forward, but he's sitting there. And he is taking action without projecting himself. And the action he's taking is knowledge and wisdom and sitting in truth and honesty. He's not flailing his sword. He has his sword down. He knows he has the power of the sword at his hands, but he is engaging via these different methods. This is not about fighting. I know this is not about burning the Bastille. I'm just going to may come to that. No, leave the Republicans to do that to themselves. I think you'll find that they will. And that's part of the journey that they need to go in. You need to stand as a leader and there's a motorcycle going past. You need to stand in a leadership or sit in a leadership mentor. I'm wanting the word and I know the word and they're not giving it to me, but the inspiration as an example. You're above it. You're better than what's happening. Sit in this energy because there is this massive rebalancing going ahead. You've got the rise of the feminine. This is yin and yang energy. The rise of the feminine to try and bring balance. You've got the misogynistic energy. I'm not going to say masculine because it's not all men, and in fact, it's a minority of men, but it's drawing others in because they want to feel part of something, or that they feel if they don't, then they will be picked on as well. We're going through this rebalancing, and it is about the rise of the feminine, which threatens the insecure misogynists because they feel that it is a win-lose game. I did a win-win video, gosh, was it a week, 2 weeks ago? Can't remember, about win-win. Those that are in this misogynistic position, and it doesn't necessarily have to be men either, because there's a few women like that as well, and Gina Reinhardt in Australia is one of those, where they think it is a zero-sum game, and for them to win, somebody else has to lose, and it's all about who's got the most toys at the end wins. We're moving on from that energy, but they will desperately try and hang on to it because that is their mindset. And you'll notice with a lot of these people that are in this energy, and you know who I'm talking about, and even on your personal level, you know who I'm talking about. It is because they are lacking within. Those of us that have spirit within, we've been through all this, we're out the other side, and we're like, oh, come on, guys, can you hurry up and catch up? But those that are filling their lives with, and you see it often in male real estate agents, very rare that I have met some lovely male real estate agents who aren't in this energy, but it's just an example of an industry that seems to attract them, where it's about the bigger car, the flashier suit, the gold watch, I got no time for real estate agents like that, to be honest. It's all about the materialistic external projection. But I look behind the scenes, and often they're living month to month. They're not. They're trying to. It's the Elon Musks and the Donald Trumps and the Peter Thiels and the Leonard Leos and the Clarence Thomases and all the Gina Reinhardt, Pauline Hanson in Australia, all the Clive Palmer in Australia, all these misogynistic energies are trying to fill the hollow within with external materialism. And we know that never works. It doesn't work. I noticed just using the Bezos, can't remember her name, but his ex-wife cashed in a significant number of Amazon shares. Again, aside from the fact that Amazon possibly is, a few people are going, yeah, I'm not buying from Amazon this Christmas. Cashed in Amazon shares to give to charities. She has, and I suspect that's why they separated, because she has found herself within, and he hasn't yet. So just really interesting energy as we go through this. But do not underestimate the strength of the feminine, the compassionate strength, the empathic strength. Soft, but dangerous. It's very much like my First Nations guide, Narine. He is an Australian First Nations guide, and if you looked at him from the outside, he just appears the softest, sweetest, cuddliest, harmless. But boy, oh boy, do not ever cross him. He does not talk often. If you hear a gruff voice, that'll be Meister. He's the opposite. He looks really tough on the outside, but boy, he's a big squishy one inside. But Narine has this energy, the compassionate, but do not cross. And this is the feminine energy. This is about giving and receiving of help. If you receive, know that at some stage you'll be able to pass it on, or you pass it on in a different way. Just because you receive something in a certain way, like the door getting opened for you, or a meal from the soup kitchen or whatever, does not mean that you have to open a door for somebody else or go and cook meals at the soup kitchen. I expect you to, but that does not mean that you will get reciprocated in kind. This is about passing on what you can pass on and gratefully receiving what you need to receive. And there will be, the message will be heard in regards to this. I'm just going to say the message will be heard, the spotlight will be on this message. It will be heard and seen. It will come to fruition. It's the Three of Wands, where women have a freedom to choose for themselves, to choose what wave they want to catch. And we step into joy with this message we're taking forward. Yeah, there is going to be anguish, heartbreak, loss, betrayal, despair, absolutely. Grief. You'll know, I don't know if you can see them, but on this card with this Three of Swords, there is 7 pieces of string that are tearing this heart apart in what feels like this barren landscape. There are 7 stages of grief, and grief is not necessarily the loss of a loved one. It can be anything. It can be the loss of your past, letting go of your past, you going through grief. It can be the grief of the loss of friends, the loss of ideas, the loss of a job, the loss of a loved one, the loss of a pet, the loss of anything that hits us here and can perpetuate itself as anger or fear or division or blame or anything along those lines. You need to allow yourself to go through the grief, all 7 stages. Do not try and bypass any of them. Do not try and shorten any of them. You need to go through them how you need to go through them for as long as you need to go through them until you reach the 7th stage of acceptance and you can let it all go. So there will be anger, there will be blame, there will be pleading, there will be, you name it. You need to look them up, acknowledge what they are, acknowledge that you need to go through them, and you will get to the other side, and you will get to the other side, and you will be incredibly empowered, and you will be able to share the message, and that's the dishwasher beeping now. Share the message, beat your drum. You will have a really important message to share. You will have new plans that bring you passion, a new direction, where you can plant the seeds, the beautiful colour, these seeds, to nurture your path going forward, your community's path, your tribe's path, your covenant's path going forward. The inspirational female, inspiring others with her message of joy, of spirit, of calm, of embracing. Be the inspiration. Now, even though it's female, men can do this as well. Tim Wolfe was a fabulous example. Now, I'm not accepting defeat yet, but I am in this position where I acknowledge that it isn't decided. And on a personal level, we have to choose what energy you choose now. When that decision point is made, that is out of our control, you can choose what path you want to take forward on a personal level. And I'm highly suggesting that we don't go, me, you, anyone else involved, don't go down the blame path. I haven't watched mainstream media since Tuesday last week. I haven't even looked at it on my computer because it is so full of blame and division and fear and anger. You can choose to go down that path if you want, or you can choose to take the lighter path and be the inspiration, be the higher vibration. Just putting it out there. Okay, love to you all. You do you. Look after yourself. My comment section is staying open. I know I'm on the other side of the world, but trust me, what goes on in the US will affect the world. The serenity, the nurturing, the protection, the embracing. The birth of a new world order. And when I say that, I'm not talking Elon Musk world order. I'm talking about the rise of the feminine energy world, which is a world that I want to live in. But we have to go through these birthing pains. And whether that means that the US, as a government, hits a rock bottom where everything is no longer, I'm not going to say not functioning, I'm saying where everything needs to be torn down to its base foundation and rebuilt. I'm not talking on the physical stage. This is a lot of it will be a psychological stage. There's a lot that hasn't been dealt with in the US past because the history that is taught in the US in schools is not the true history. It is the myth history. Not all US schools, a lot, but most of them. It is the myth history. The US has a lot from its past that it hasn't dealt with, and we are at the stage where it needs to be broken down and dealt with. When the Constitution was written, there were 13 states, not 50 plus 2. It doesn't function particularly well. The court system does not function particularly well because of being based in the Constitution that was written, 265 years ago, something along those lines. There is some major change coming. And I think it was Susan Lynn that said we either take the medicine and learn now, which is going to be really rough, or we drag it out for 10 years and still don't really learn. So we are at that, which path do we take stage? Not personally, I'm talking about a country, I'm talking about a world. So I shall leave that to you. That was a bit of a, Woo-Woo Wednesday reading. Stay safe, look after yourself, know that we are here with you. Love to you all. Take care. Bye-bye.